Thank you, Shirley. The ARS Partnerships for Data Innovations, or PDI team, is focused on bringing highly integrated data standardization and automation management solutions to agricultural researchers. These solutions are customized to meet our end user needs. As Shirley stated, we'll be discussing two specific projects in this presentation. First, we'll discuss our citrus screening project. Our partners on this project are the Citrus Research and Field Trial, or CRAFT Foundation, Robotics, APHIS, and ARS. Our second project is focused on tick eradication, and this project is in collaboration between APHIS and ARS. Kristen, I'll turn it over to you.
My name is Kristen Carlson, and I'm the Program Manager for the Citrus Research and Field Trial Foundation, also known as CRAFT. The USDA is our technology partner. The U.S. citrus industry is a $3.35 billion industry, and we're facing an existential crisis in the form of a bacterial disease called citrus greening. It's a tree-killing disease. It costs more money to grow citrus when you're fighting citrus greening. Greater expense, less profit, and greater risk mean growers are leaving the business. Researchers all over the world are working to find a solution, and millions of dollars have been spent. Growers have been trying everything to stay ahead of the disease, but strategies vary by grower. Treatments and production practices used successfully are not reported in any standardized way, nor validated as the cause of any positive outcomes. In 2018, the National Academy of Science looked at the problem and the strategy being used, and they addressed two key deficiencies. We were missing broad-scale field testing of greening treatments shown to be promising in laboratories, and we had no centralized data management to correlate outcomes with production practices used by growers. The CRAFT Foundation was formed to address these two deficiencies. The CRAFT's mission is to test out research in commercial groves, collect data in the field, manage the data, and show what treatments work and don't work. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. My name is Karen Nezat, and I'm going to go through some of the solutions PDI has created for battling citrus greening. Those include our online grower application, the application dashboard, online data portal user guide, the grower survey, UAV collected data, and growers dashboard. The online grower application process allows interested growers to share their information with CRAFT. This includes details on their land, planting practices, plant management practices, fertilizer, irrigation, and pest and disease management, their proposed experimental design, as well as a cost analysis for 1 year and any associated contracts relevant to their grove. The application dashboard is an interactive method of reviewing applications. Sorting can be done by county, variety, planting method, or number of acres. Application details can be edited and exported as needed. The interactive nature of the dashboard means specific criteria can be selected to filter applications, focusing on specific growers that meet that criteria. The CRAFT Data Portal User Guide was designed to support growers in fulfilling the data entry requirements. Guidance is provided in an easily navigated online format. The guide provides instruction on how to track and enter data. It is separated by section in the grower's survey for easy access to information on data collection and entry. Growers can bookmark the instructions and refer to specific sections they need clarification on. It can also be updated without the need to redistribute a new user guide to all growers. The grower survey was created to standardize tracking and data entry of the management practices between growers. Growers track all management, including fertilizer applications, pest and disease management, planting dates, irrigation, water and soil quality, grove maintenance, harvest yields, and annual costs. Consistency in data collection creates a powerful database that allows craft to analyze specific techniques used and determine outcomes of those techniques. The data will be used to guide the citrus industry on best management practices for battling citrus greening. Our partner, Aerobotics, provides UAV collected imagery accessed through an API. Aerial imagery provides tree-level information that includes NDVI and NDRE metrics for each tree within a grove. The imagery also allows time series tracking of tree data to enhance analyses of the grower's management. Florida Department of Agriculture also uses this data in selecting and tracking 8,000 plus sentinel trees for nutritional analysis and PCR testing for citrus greening. This data further boosts craft's ability to correlate specific management to successful outcomes. The grower's dashboard provides access to previously submitted surveys for verification of data and reviewing project progress. Visualization of management provides a general overview of inputs and outcomes for a specific grove. Growers can edit surveys, view aerial imagery, and tree-level information for their project. As time goes on, the grower will have access to their nutritional and PCR tests and the time series data within the dashboard and can use it to adapt management for greater success. Data collected through these tools will serve the scientific community and growers. Data will be used as an educational tool for growers and extension outreach programs. The CRAFT USDA database will be used by the scientific research community to inform decisions on best management practices for battling citrus greening. These tools potentially may be adapted to study and inform other agricultural crops. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon. Today, I'm happy to discuss with you our work with partnerships in data innovation on the control of cattle fever ticks in Texas and Puerto Rico. PDI is drastically changing the way we are collecting, presenting, and sharing data, greatly reducing the time from data collection to analysis, which has given us the ability to make rapid, sometimes real-time operational decisions that would normally take weeks. First, I'd like to introduce you to biological science laboratory technician, Ms. Melinda May, who is leading one of our data automation efforts in Texas.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Cattle fever ticks cause damage to cattle directly through feeding on the blood of the host and by transmitting the causative agents of babesiosis and anaplasmosis, which can cause up to 90% mortality in naive hosts. These ticks were once endemic throughout the southeastern United States, but were eliminated through an eradication program that started in 1907 and continues today along the Texas-Mexico border. The eradication of cattle fever ticks from the U.S. saves the cattle industry over $3.5 billion annually. Cattle fever ticks are still endemic in Mexico, and the Rio Grande River is not a significant barrier to the movement of ticks. Domestic cattle and wildlife crossing the border mingle with native cattle, causing many tick outbreaks within Texas each year. These outbreaks need to be quickly found, understood, and eradicated in order to maintain the eradication of the cattle fever tick from the U.S. Cattle Fever Tick Eradication Program GIS initiative is a collaborative effort that began in the early 2000s between USDA, APHIS Veterinary Services, and ARS Nippling-Bushland U.S. Livestock Insects Research Laboratory in Kerrville, Texas. The GIS was created in order to better understand spatially the extent of cattle fever tick outbreaks. Until now, data that has been collected on paper and kept on local databases needed to be tracked down in order to create meaningful maps that would inform operators on the ground. PDI is partnering with Cattle Fever Tick Eradication Program to develop a web mapping application combined with data collection via Collector and Survey 123 apps. The intent is to streamline spatial data collection, editing, and dissemination of tasks in the field when a tick outbreak is discovered, removing the potential for data errors and lag times in data collection and distribution. Access to the web map application in the field allows inspectors to verify quarantined premises with landowners immediately, draw buffers in association with a selected premises, and visualize static data that pertains to program management and planning. Access to the WebMap application will be required by approximately 150 inspectors, supervisors, and epidemiologists, and will also be available to researchers and administrators working within the program.
In Puerto Rico, PDI and USDA APHIS Veterinary Services District 1 personnel are teaming up to bring cattle fever tick control to a whole new level. Area veterinarian in charge, Dr. Fred Saltero, veterinary epidemiologist, Dr. Sari Rivera, and PhD student, Ms. Charlusa Rocho, will explain the Puerto Rican effort to use data automation to streamline the eradication of pesticide-resistant ticks.
Cattle fever ticks have been endemic in Puerto Rico since the first colonists settled on the island. Due to their feeding and disease transmission, these ticks cause millions of dollars in losses to the Puerto Rican dairy and beef industries each year. In November of last year, we detected a population of cattle fever ticks in the Yabucoa region of Puerto Rico, resistant to at least 2 of the main pesticides used to control them. Pesticide resistance is very rare in Puerto Rico, and this population represents a huge risk to the cattle industry here on the island. This project was developed to eliminate this population of pesticide-resistant cattle ticks from over 1,000 head of cattle on 6 farms in the area, and data automation is helping us achieve this goal.
Field data, historically collected by hand, is now being collected electronically and transmitted in real time to the cloud, increasing safety and accuracy. Once in the cloud, collected data is automatically projected geospatially and graphically, creating a common operating environment to aid in operational decisions. This common picture allows operations personnel to rapidly track progress and plan future treatments.
This project has reduced the required labor force to work a herd of cattle by 15%, has increased safety, and will allow us to visit more farms simultaneously. An additional 10 person days are saved in the handling of the data post visits. This increased efficiency will allow us to reduce tick populations on the island like never before.
It used to take 2 weeks to organize, digitize, correct, and analyze all the data collected from farm visits. Data collected from weekly visits to different farms will pile up until the process could be completed. This delay analysis by month. Data automation has eliminated this delay. Now, collected data is stored, analyzed, and displayed in real time, and the Survey 123 and collector apps have dramatically increased the accuracy of data collection, leading to a better understanding of our progress.
Eventually, this system will be used to manage ticks for the over 235,000 head of cattle across the entire island through a partnership between the Puerto Rico Department of Agriculture and USDA Veterinary Services. This holistic approach uses safer pesticides that will also eliminate horn flies and internal parasites.
In the future, models will be added to predict the best areas to look and treat for ticks based on environmental observations in both Texas and Puerto Rico. Until then, by simply combining the data we already have and sharing it with the various groups combating the cattle fever tick, we are realizing efficiencies and greatly improving our ability to control this pest. Thank you very much for your attention.